At the heart of South Asia lies Bangladesh, a beacon of resilience, growth, and immense potential. However, the challenges that lie before us are significant. The glaring lack of infrastructure, a limited understanding of an ever evolving digital landscape, and our archaic financial systems all add to the problem. There exists an undeniable gap, and the question before us is how do we bridge it? How do we ensure that every Bangladeshi, irrespective of where they come from, is a part of this evolving digital narrative? Team Blue at Finex presents to you not just a project, but a vision. A vision of an innovative customer management platform meticulously crafted for Bangladesh's distinct socio-economic fabric. Targeting primarily our rural regions and underserved communities, we are focusing on inclusivity, from micro-entrepreneurs to unbanked individuals. This platform offers equitable financial opportunities, leveraging machine learning to adapt to user needs. It empowers businesses with modern tools, insights, and analytics while prioritizing robust security. Our team has been hard at work on this project for the last few months. I am Humayra bint Manwar, and I worked on the AI component, while my other teammate Zaid Monar Chaudhary was responsible for the Spring Boot component. So let's have a look at how our platform operates.
Hello everyone, this is Zaid Monwar and I'll be demonstrating the first part of our application of SecureCapita. We use a Java as the backend with Spring and Spring MVC and Spring Boot along with MySQL as a database, and in the front end we have used Angular. Now let's dive into the demonstration. So as you can see, our application is running on localhost at the moment. Now, so if you're not logged in into our application, let's see what happens. So even when I press localhost, it is being redirected back to the login screen. So that means without logging into our application, you cannot access anything. And so, but before starting, let's see what happens if you do not have an account. So let's go to create account. And here I'm just filling out the information. You see what happens is that I've already built an account with zaidmonar.official and another one with 2949. Now let's make another account with my university mail. Now it's important that we have to make the account using a valid email address. Now, why is that? Because what we wanted to make in this application is a real world industry standard software. So SecureCapita is a customer management application, and this involves not just managing customers and invoices, but also managing your finances as a vendor. And so security is one of our top priorities. We wanted to go for a blockchain, but that was probably an overkill for this application. And so we wanted to take every necessary step required to secure our user, to make them feel safe. And so, as you can see, if I have not fulfilled my form of the create account, and I cannot press the create account button, it's not active. So let's just put in a random password. Let's say 1234. And now when I create my account, and now it says that the account has been created for Zaid. But you see, when I try to log in, 1234, log in, I cannot log in. It says the user is disabled. Why is that? Because as I have told earlier that we wanted to make this an industry standard software. And for that to happen, whenever you create an account, there's always a verification code that goes into your account. And that is why I have said before that we need to use a valid email address. Otherwise, you won't get the verification email properly, and you won't be able to create an account in our platform. So as you can see, this is disabled. So let's just hop into our mail. Let me refresh this, and you see an email has just come right now. And when I press in the mail, when I click on the link, it says that the account has been verified. And now when I refresh the page, give the same email address and the same password 1234 and try to log in, and there you go. I have been logged in successfully into the application. So this was one of the key features of this was a highly complex task of including a verification mail for when creating a user. But let me just log out and show you some of the further steps that we have taken for the security of the user. Um, let's say, as I have already told you, I have another mail with zadmoner.official@gmail.com. But when I press in some wrong credentials, let's say the password is 1234 again, it says bad credentials. That means I cannot log in. And not only that, as you can see, I'm every single time whatever happens, whatever action I do, there's a nice message at the bottom. You will see this throughout the entire website. We have added that additional feature for a better user experience. And I want to show you another thing. When I go to create an account, and let's say I'm trying to create another account, but with zadmoner.official. As I've told you that we already have an account in our system with zadmoner.official. But let's say I want to create another account, and I'm adding a new password 123 4 5 6 7. Now when I press create an account, see here it says email already in use. Please use a different email and try again. So we have also considered that each user will have a different email. And another thing I want to show you in account login, let's say I'm going to use another mail, zaidmoner@gmail.com. This email does not have any account associated with it in our application. And let's say I give any password 1234. Now when I try to log in, even before it checks the password, it says that no user found by email. So it checks the email first. And if there is no user with the specified email, if there is no account with a specified email, they cannot log into our application. So we have basically considered every single possibilities that could happen when a user might try to create or log in into our application. So let's log in into our account that we just created during this demo. That is, this one, my university mail. And let me try to just log in. Here, see, nice messages at the bottom left. Okay, so these are all the when someone logs in, he can see the customers that the user has under his company, and he can also see how many total customers are there, how many total invoices have been billed, and what is the total amount that has been billed to the customers overall. And each customer has a status, a name, an email, a phone number, and a status, along with the type of user, customer, whether the customer is an individual or an institution. Okay, but before going into the customers, let's just visit our profile, our user profile. Okay, so here you can see this is the account that we just created, Zaid Chaudhary, and these are the profile settings that I have a first name, last name, obviously email, but I have not fulfilled this. And as you can see, okay, just before going there, here, see this. So when I created my account, I'm registered as a role. My role is just a user. What permissions do I have? I can only read a customer. I can read, and I can just read myself, read my profile account, and I can just read all the customers. I cannot create a customer. So as you can see, these are all grayed out. See, they're not editable because my role does not allow me to do that. Even these account settings, they're all locked. And even my authentication, it's locked. But I can see my activity logs. Yeah. So what is an activity logs? This is a special feature that we have introduced in our application. So this helps users to track their accounts, that if they have been hacked or not, or whether someone else has accessed their account from some other device that they were logged in previously. All these steps. So they can easily track them. They can see which browser they used, what type of activity that they did, and the detailed description of that activity. So, and also, here we did not provide an image. So let me just provide a nice image for myself. And so it's being uploaded. And here you can see that my image has been uploaded. So even if I refresh, the image stays. So it has been changed. Okay, so let me just change the account because this was just a simple user. This was just a simple user account, as you saw before over here. Uh, but let me just log out and sign in into a different um, email, a different account that has a higher privilege settings. Okay. So when I log in into using this new email, I can see the homepage remains the same. But now when I go into my user profile, I can see that, okay, I need to refresh this. Yeah, sorry. I needed to refresh that. It was in the cache. So also, there are other features in the backend that we have introduced that, such as cache, JWT, response token. So here, as you can see, so when we come down to authorization, what authorization role does this user have? It has the role of a sysadmin. So what permissions do sysadmins have? They can read customers, they can create, they can provide, they can do CRUD operations on customers and the users. But okay, so when I'm changing this, I have to update it. I'm not going to update it because I have to show you the entire demo using all the privileges. So I'm not going to update this. But here I can also change it whether my account is logged or unlogged, whether my account is active or inactive. I can also see the activity logs. All these are functioning properly. Um, I can also add in my phone number, and then when I press update, see, the user has been updated. And so when I refresh my page and see, these are all there. Okay, let me put in my current password, 345. My new password is 123456, and my 123456. And now when I press update, see, password updated successfully. So now when I log out, okay, so now when I enter 1234 and try to enter, oh sorry, it was 12345, and try to log in, it says bad credentials. But now when I press 6, 123456, see, I have been logged in. So my password has been changed successfully. And now let's get into the customers. So as a system admin, or as a user, any user, I can view my customers, but I can also create customers. So also, you might have noticed we have applied pagination into our application, which is another feature. And now when I add let's say, a new customer, what could be a nice customer? Let's say Elon Musk is our new customer, and his email is tesla@gmail.com. And let's say whatever the phone number, and he's an individual and active. Okay, he's active, and we need an email. So Tesla. Ooh, okay, okay. So let's get this image. I like this image for him. Okay, copy image address. Okay, let's close this. And now image URL, save customer, and see, it says on the bottom left, the customer has been created. Now when I go into all customers, I can see in page 2, I get Elon Musk as my new customer. And now when I view him, since I'm the system admin, I can see all his profile details, and I can also edit the details. And under him, you can see that the total bill has been $0 and the number of invoices is 0. These are all dynamic, and you will see that these will all change as we progress on our demo. And okay, so let's create an invoice for Elon. So a new invoice. Now, services. Let me change this. So let's say he has ordered Tesla rubber, as in the rubber for the his tires. And let's say the second, which are, let's say, $15,000, and let's put in $15,000 under his name because he's rich, he's super rich. And now and the second item could be, let's say, window glass. I don't know, I can't think of anything else at this moment. And Elon Musk, under Elon Musk, a total of, let's say here $20,000. And so here's $35,000. He's super rich, so he probably has already paid for his money even before ordering. So okay, the date of the invoice is this, and now when I save the invoice, okay, I'm sorry guys, if you have seen a cut in this part, it's because my computer died. My basically all my memory was eaten up by this application, because of that, I had pressed that invoice so many times, create invoice so many times, that so many 35,000 invoices have been billed to Elon Musk. But I mean, he's a rich guy, so probably he won't care, honestly. But let's move on. So whenever I still press on all invoices, I see all the list of invoices that is registered in my application under that user. And if I want, I can. And before going there, see here, we can see the status of each of the invoices, the invoice number, which is different, and the details of the services that we're providing, along with the total and the action. The action states that whether we can print the PDF, the invoice or not. Here, I'd like you to focus here that this is a very unique feature in our application, because here you can see that it shows the invoice has been sent from whom to whom, and the detailed information, the status of the invoice, and also how much the rate and how much in total for each of the services we are charging. And not only that, we can see the subtotal and an added tax percentage. This is all done dynamically, and it has added the tax along with the subtotal to make the invoice $36,890. And not only that, you can see here there is a button here that says export as PDF. So this is an important feature that we have included in our application. When we press export as PDF, you see that in the bottom we have the invoice along with the invoice number that is being printed here. And you can see here this is a separate library that we have used to generate this PDF. This is not the PDF reader that is generated from the browser, because as you can see here, this has an export PDF button and all other headers and all other unnecessary stuffs. But here only the invoice is being printed. So let me just cross this. So this is a very unique feature in our application. You can download the invoice as a PDF in our application. Now, under customers, let's go to all customers and let's go to Elon. So when I now view Elon, you can see that all the invoices that was created under his name have been added here. And not only that, the total billed amount has been added, like all the 35,000 have been added here dynamically, along with the total invoices, right, that were generated under his name. And even from here, if I want, I can export this as PDF. This is working. Let me just show you. and see, this is working from here as well. Now I can change the status of any customer under my profile. So here it says Elon is active now. But let's say I have banned him because he just ordered way too much than we could like supply to him, and so banned. And now when I update, see, this Elon has been banned. And now when I go to all customers, and here you see this has also been updated that Elon has been banned now. So no more invoices can be charged under him. So this is our overall application um, from the from the Java point of view and the customer management point of view. But we will dive into the AI section, that something which makes our application truly stand out from the rest of the applications available in the current market. Okay, so one more additional feature that we have implemented in our application for the benefit of the users for a premium user experience is that when the customers come into the home screen, there is an Excel sheet here, button here. So when a user presses the Excel sheet, a customer report is downloaded. And what this Excel sheet is that this is a detailed Excel sheet that contains all the information of all the customers that is registered under that user, that gives the email type, status of the users, the address, the phone, and when the customers were created in this application by the user. So why this is important is that this will help the user uh, to get a further insight into their business about their customers. But before going there, let me just show you the overview of the code. This is the backend application that is running, and this is the front end application in the VS Code. So the front end was done um, was done using Angular, and as you can see, you can get a very nice, a very detailed and clear idea about the entire project from the way we manage the entire application. If we look at the front end in the VS Code on the right hand side, or let me just zoom in. So here you can see that everything has been done modularly. We have divided the entire application into separate modulars. So under the components, we have the various components that stats that you saw here, that in the home page, these stats. Then the profile page, the nav bar, the invoice. The invoice has separate the detail of the invoice, all the invoices, and whenever a new invoice is created, all these in separate pages. The home page has one. Then the customer detail, the detail of each customer, all the customers available. This is the module for all, a page for all the customers available in our application, and this is the module for whenever we want to add a new customer into the application. And this is the authentication part. We have done a very we have implemented a very robust system into our application when it comes to login and registration. So our focus was in that. So, I have not shown you the reset password of how the reset password works. I'll go there and I'll just show you right now. Okay, let me just let me just log out, and under email. So let's say I forgot my um, um, password. Now, if I go to forward password, I need to give my email again and then reset password. Here it says again, email has been sent. Please check your email to reset your password. So we have to verify that the email that we have given, that whether it's actually ours or not. So here you can see that a new email has been sent for password verification. Let me just copy that link and paste. And here we need to give do a small change. 8080 is our backend port, but we have to make it 4200 for the front-end application. We press enter, and there you go. It says verifying, and it's asking me to enter my new password. So let's say my new password is 1234567, and 1234567. I have to confirm again, and I press on update password. Once it has been updated, it says password reset successful. Now when I want to log in, as I'm so what was my previous password? I think it was 1234556. I try to log in. It says bad credentials. See? So the password was changed. Now, if I press 1234567 and try to log in again, now I should log in successfully, and here we go. The password was changed successfully. So you see, the password verification is also working pretty well. Not pretty well, correctly. Now, okay, the backend code. Okay, so this is my backend application in Spring Boot that is running. So here you can see all the security configuration. Even here, let me just close. Let me just close these folders to show you the hierarchy. Okay, so this is basically the folder structure in our application. We have the configuration, the constants, the domain. So let's see what's under the configuration. Here we have done the security configuration, that which of the links are accessible. We had to whitelist them, and so here that's it. Under configuration, under constants. Okay, so this is also a pretty advanced feature. Now under domain, we have a multiple domains, multiple classes under these domains. Let me not go through all of them. Okay. Enumeration. Okay, verification type, event. Okay, exception. So these are two exceptions that we have written by ourselves to handle all the exceptions that you have seen in our demo. And okay, filter form, handler provide query. Okay, under query we have 4 different queries for 4 different classes, so that our application can run smoothly, and all the MySQL queries you can see they are written here under these 4 files, inside these 4 files. Okay, so report, customer report. Okay, so here there is there are the interfaces and the classes of the implementation of those interfaces. Under resource, we have user resource, customer resource, utils, the util service. But let me not go through all of them because it's going to take a lot of minutes. I think it's already a pretty long demo video for only the first application. Now I want to give you a quick architectural design overview of the application. The application has 2 main parts. So we have the backend, which is the backend server, and then we have the front end, which is the client. So the server is on API, and the client is just communicating with the API to manipulate the data, so that we'll be able to create the data, save the data, update, and retrieve the data. And this is done using the HTTP protocol. So if you look in the middle, you can see that we have the HTTP. Focusing on the server, we have used Java in the Spring Boot tool, which is a tool that we use for a Spring framework, and everything that goes through a filter. As you can see here, so whatever request that comes in, they go through a number of filters, and then they go inside of resources, which then communicates with the service. And then the service communicates with the repository. The repository is really what's doing all the heavy lifting. It's communicating with the database, either using JP or SQL, and they're also communicating with the workbook API to generate the report. We have the email API as well, along with the SMS or Twilio API. For the client, you can see we are using Angular and TypeScript. For the client, we're using Bootstrap, and this is the only library that we used. You can already see what's happening here. We have components, and they're waiting for some user event to trigger some action and then reach out to the state, and the state might reach out to the service. The service is actually what's going to be called, but these calls can go through interceptors, and the interceptors can look inside of a cache to see if we already have the data. If we don't have the data, then we are going to make a call to the backend. So this is just a very high level overview. Also, we have mounted this entire structure onto Docker. So you can see at the bottom here, I have Docker. And finally, this is the ERD diagram from our schema. And now Humayun will carry forward with our AI our AI features that we have implemented into our application to make this truly stand out among all the other applications available in the current market right now. So thank you from my side.
Now let's look at the most exciting part of our AI feature, prediction analysis. This allows us to use current data to predict customer behavior and make reasonable business decisions based on past trends and patterns. It helps us forecast sales and understand how much customers are willing to buy from us, and allows us to make major supply chain decisions. Now, we deployed our web application on Streamlit, and here we have a generative AI-based sales predictor. Let's see what happens when we change some of the parameters. So for a male who is married and his age is, let's say, 42, and say he buys 1 of product 1, 2 of product 2, and 3 of product 3, and says he has an occupation of 2, and he belongs to city A, and number of years he stayed in the current city is, let's say, forever. He has been here forever. So for this person, when we click on predict, here we can see that this person is likely to spend $7,410 on our business, which is pretty exciting. So here we can just change parameters and see what type of person, based on their occupation, age, city, what are they more likely to buy from us. Now, to train this particular model, we used a data set of Black Friday sales from Kaggle to mimic customer behavior and sales. Now, again, our personal data was not possible to be used since we currently do not have sufficient data. Now, moving on to exploratory data analysis, EDA. Here we can go to plots, and we can generate plots based on, let's say, gender. How many of our customers are males or how many are females, and we can also see the cities where our customers reside in. Now here, as you probably have noticed, we do encounter a few errors, and this is because some of the libraries we used are behind a paywall and cannot be accessed on the free version of Streamlit when deployed. But when we do run this application on our local host, we can see that we won't see error messages anymore. Clicking on Customer Insights takes us to a generative AI-based website which is powered by the Llama 2 7 billion model from Meta AI. Now, it's important to understand that as a vendor, you need to be able to make clear-headed business decisions, and you need to be able to identify your most valued customers. And you also need to know which customers are maybe not paying their dues on time. Now, this is where our application stands out. When the customer list gets too long, it can be hard to identify patterns and trends in data, no matter how organized they're kept. And this is where we harness the true power of generative AI. Now, let's take a look at the code for this application. Here, as you can see, we are using the Llama 2 7 billion model, and you can also see that every time you upload a CSV file, it is getting saved on the db5 vector store. And you can also see that currently we are running our application on the CPU, and this is because we were unable to deploy our website onto the cloud because of a paywall. And right now we are using the port 8501. Now let's go back to our website and upload a CSV file. And as you can see, it is running. Now we can ask any sort of question based on the data we fed and extract all sorts of useful information. Now, based on our data set, an appropriate query would be Now let's talk about the data set and why we chose it while the CPU answers are while the model answers our query. Now, our current application is still very young and it lacks sufficient data to conduct any sort of data analysis. And so we chose a medium-sized dataset from Kaggle that best suited our application. Our dataset contains the GDP per capita of a few countries for the year 2019, and the size of the dataset was chosen to be somewhat mid-sized since we are running our application on our CPU.